Hey, what's up? On our play for this week, PlayStation has given us a peek into 2024 in their latest state of play. Will 2024 be a strong year for Sony? We'll find out. Could Africa be the next big market for PlayStation? Sony thinks so. All right. Time has come to admit that I was wrong about the PlayStation Portal, Sean. Um,
Why do you
yeah,
say
I
that?
was wrong. Well, it seems that PlayStation is doubling down on it and maybe Xbox as well. So we'll talk about that. And then Xbox, their console sales are weakening. But is that really a problem? Hmm. All this and more on season 8, episode 5 of Press X Start Gamers Digest. Oh, it's gonna be got a meaty one for today. Meat. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka now my Paul Phoenix is not some biker guy. My Paul Phoenix is from Miami. He has the nice fade. He has the beard and he has the circle glasses because he's about style. Sean, how you doing?
Hey,
Tell us who you are.
I'm Sean MF Ross.
Oh, what does the MF stand for?
Um, my wealth is growing, but it ain't infinite yet.
Oh, hey man. Hey, you're getting there. Just keep it going. You'll get there eventually. All right. Now you know who we are. Press X Start Gamer Digest is a video podcast that condenses the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube every Sunday around 10-ish. Around 10-ish. We got lives. We got things to figure out. Don't forget you can support us by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or a podcast service you are tuned in on. If you want, you can join our conversation by joining our Discord at pressx12start.com/Discord. All right. With that out the way. Oh, also, I guess announcement, if you don't know, it's Black History Month. So happy Black History Month. We're here. This time around, we got 29 days instead of 28. So that's another day of partying. So enjoy it. Because we don't get it very often. Exactly 4 years
Yeah.
often. Yeah, all right, let's get into the gaming news. Number one, as I said at the start of this thing, PlayStation has dropped all intents and purposes, a showcase of a state of play. We've talked about their strategies of something being a showcase versus a state of play. And
I mean,
before
have they even done another showcase since the PS5 showcase?
yeah, they did a showcase last year, was it? Was that a showcase? With the marathon and all of the like Concord.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a showcase that people didn't really dig. So yeah, they gave us a state of play. Kind of felt like a showcase with the amount of games they shown, how much they shown, and really the quality of this show. So I guess over top level impressions, like what was your feelings on this showcase, Sean?
Oh man, so
We won't necessarily talk about the games yet because we're going to talk about the
yeah,
games later.
yeah, yeah. Not everything interested me, but it did seem like a bunch of high quality games mixed in with foam stars. Um, but but I'ma still check out Foam Stars, but I mean
Yeah,
it looked like a good showing overall. I feel like there was something for almost everybody.
yeah.
It
I'm
wasn't it
along.
wasn't disappointing like the last thing.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely feel like this showcase or this state of play was
Mhm.
a a PlayStation giving us a more true to form state of play for PlayStation, where it's just like we're getting a mix of everything. As long as you have 3 games that you're excited for, then that's probably good for them. Like, 3 is the rule of thumb kind of thing. Um, yeah, man. It's great that Foam Stars is going to be free because I think that is the game that is going to need it the most, especially for the type of game it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall, I enjoyed the showcase as well. I thought it was a very cool showing. They had a lot of surprises. They had some, staple games that we knew was going to come, and then they had a even bigger surprise at the end. So pretty cool. Um, let's jump into the actual games that was shown. So the first thing we're going to talk about is pretty much the thing that everyone's talking about is Kojima showing off Death Stranding 2 with the name Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Panewata.
Right? um yeah, so okay, I'm gonna pull up the trailer. Go ahead, because when we talk about our past with Death Stranding, we both played it, but we played it in different ways. Sean played the
Okay, I'm
game,
about to say, excuse me.
and I played the movie on the YouTubes. So we did things to experience that game. So Sean, what was your
Mm.
feelings? What was your take on Death Stranding 2?
Oh my God. Hideo Kojima's mind is a wonderful and strange thing to behold. Whoa, what? This I guess it ain't really a spoiler because I mean it's in the trailer, but what was his name? Higgs? Is it
Yes.
is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
Troy Baker's name?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
this man came back as everybody's saying the Joker, but that just shows their limited exposure to media.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know what to compare it to. I know he looks like an old 80s rocker.
Mhm.
This man has like mascara kind of running down his eyes, and he has a new energy guitar axe. This shit is just bonkers. The direction this
Yeah.
game is going. It has more varied locales. It looks like you're getting. I don't know if you're gonna get weapons straight off the bat, but like in the trailer, they show you like a weapons room, and it just looks crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, man.
Man, we gotta
It's
wait till what, next year to get it?
next year, yeah. As a person who was pretty down on Death Stranding being like a, walking simulator or whatever, like I'm completely in for this. Like I'm getting this day one. Like
No,
the
you're not allowed to. You don't get to join us on this journey. You can watch it on YouTube again with the rest of the plebs.
Hey,
I will
I'm
allow you
I'm gonna
4K
play it.
stream.
I'm gonna play it in offline mode, so you'll never know. But yeah, man, like this trailer just looks so awesome from start to finish. It's a thing of, um, you know, oh, yeah, actually, so I'm kind of jumping around in the trailer, but there's a scene in the trailer where everyone is kind of like monochrome and
Hmm.
they're walking through the, I think this is the submarine or whatever, the
Yeah,
vehicle
they're like
that,
red and black or red. Everything just had a reddish hue.
no, like gray.
Mm,
Yeah. But I think that's them traveling in the other world or whatever, and it's just
yeah.
stripping everything of color, kind of thing. But like, there's just so much stuff to pull from this trailer that just looks completely bonkers. And I think is that thing of people always kind of hesitant of Kojima and his vision, because his vision is usually like all the way up here off frame, and it's just like, what is this guy thinking, what's going on? But like, hey man, the game's hit and it's a fun experience. So I definitely think that this is going to be a pretty solid game when it comes out. 2025 is stacked already. We got this and we got Grand Theft Auto 6. Like
Damn, I didn't even think
2025 is,
about that.
yeah, yeah, that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, oh, 2025 is gonna be like a hard year, man. So we'll see.
Wonder if Horizon. No, okay, we don't got no Horizon coming out.
Yeah, I mean, also I think Ghost 2 is supposed to come out in 2025.
We've heard nothing, man. That is pure speculation. Shut your mouth.
No, I think, I mean, there's no official confirmation from PlayStation, but I think the rumors are it's supposed to be next year. Like it's not this year. Yeah, well, we'll see. But yeah, like before we jump off of Death Stranding, watch this trailer in 4K because it is visually phenomenal. Like watching the state of
That is
play, I
really
was,
presumptuous of you that everybody that listens to us can watch something in 4K.
what are you doing on the internet if you don't have 4K? Yeah, well, like seriously, what are you
Go
doing?
ahead, whatever,
Why are you
man.
even here? You watch it on stuff on what 360K? Get out of here! Get out of here! Come on now,
Mhm.
go outside and do some stuff and get better internet. No, I'm joking. Yeah, but like the next game we're gonna talk about, I was like, oh, this game looks completely crazy, and then Kojima drops his stuff. I'm like, oh no, wait, this game right here looks completely crazy. So next game I want to bring up is Stellar Blade. So this, we talk about release dates after. So Stellar Blade was supposed to come out last year. Of course, it didn't. I guess because of development time or whatever. Oh, you know what? Before we talk about Stellar Blade, actually, let me just go back to Death Stranding so it feels a little better. At the very end, Kojima. Oh, this is Stellar Blade. What's happening here? Okay. So at the very end, Kojima talked about his next project. It is the code name is titled Fizzant, and it is a action espionage game. So people are like, Metal Gear. Is Metal Gear coming back? Metal
Yeah.
Gear.
Nah, they don't. He don't own that though.
He doesn't own that, right? So it's not gonna be Metal Gear, but I think it's gonna be like the spiritual successor to Metal Gear. But yeah,
Mm.
again, that's cool too. So we'll see. And then that's not people are speculating that this could be the announcement of the first PlayStation 6 game. I don't know if that's the case. I feel like we might get it in like it could be like a cross-gen thing where like it releases on PS5 or like
Yeah.
2027 and then 2028 maybe if PS6 comes out then we'll see this on there too. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's that's like speculating heavily. All right. Yeah, so the next game. Next game. Stellar Blade. So what was your feelings on Stellar Blade?
Um, I did not watch the trailer all the way through because I had seen enough to know that I
Mm-hmm.
wanted it.
Okay.
So I didn't want. Granted, they're not going to show too many spoilers in the game trailers, but I was like, I already seen enough. I already know.
Yeah.
It looked interesting enough.
Yeah. Okay. I'm there too. I feel like Stellar Blade can either be a solid 8 or like a 5. It can either be like this really, really cool, fun playing game, or it could just be like everything you guys showed us in the trailers was like a pristine virtual slice, like yeah, a
Yeah.
slice of the game that's like polished and made like great or whatever, and the rest of
Mhm.
it is just like what's happening here. Like I don't know. I think this game looks cool. I want it to be cool because I think this would be a fun game to play. But I'm just I don't know. And that comes out April 26th.
Funny
So
enough, that was one of the most top bidded games on the fantasy league.
who got
Stellar
it?
Blade. I don't mean between us. I did bid
Oh,
on
okay,
it,
okay.
but I'm
Okay,
just
okay.
looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it. It has 476 bids on the Fantasy Critic website with over
Wow.
4,800, bid on it.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I just hope it's more than an 8 that you
Yeah.
speculate.
Nah,
We
I
might
get you. I
see.
get you. So yeah, yeah, man, like it does look really good. And I think it is gonna be a thing of what is the actual story to this,
Mhm.
and I think that's going to be the biggest factor because that's usually, the thing that will either make or break the game. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I also think that it looks really cool. Um the next thing we're going to talk about is the game Rise of Ronin. Real talk, I think this trailer did a very good job of giving you or showing you exactly what to expect from this game, and I think that's great. The trailer is cool. I think not to be critical, but I feel like there's like a level of polish that's kind of missing from this game.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like, gameplay polish. I mean just graphical polish. I It could be a thing of the game looks like this, but it's going to be like super smooth to play, like, no real hitching, all that stuff. That's a possibility. Yeah, man, it does look really cool and like really fun. Like the traversal stuff that you're doing is like really, really, really smooth. But my only downside is that this game is releasing the same day as Dragon Dogma 2. Like, what are you doing? What? Why? Why?
Self sabotage.
Why are we? It, it's so strange that this is the PlayStation state of play. Like, PlayStation is working with Koei to make Rise of Ronin. They could be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, man, look, we literally did an IGN first for Dragon's Dogma 2. We have a sense of, or no, IGN did the first thing, but like they could pull numbers and be like, oh, Dragon's Dogma 2 actually might be a thing. We should work around that game versus competing with that game. Like this is a new IP. It doesn't have the same level of hype as Dragon's Dogma 2. It doesn't have the same level of like fan anticipation that Dragon's Dogma 2 has. So it's just like, why would you put yourself up against that? Just, well, I guess
They don't believe in it.
not even that they don't believe in it. I think because it's March and that's like the end of the fiscal year, that has something to do with like making money back or whatever for the year and how that works financially. I think that might be why this is. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I think the trailer looks cool. I think the combat looks cool. They're showing you a bunch of different stuff. There's a bunch of different environments to play in. All this stuff looks great. It's just, why would you release on the same day as Dragon's Dogma 2? I
Hmm.
don't know. What was your take on Rise of Ronin?
It looks interesting, but I don't know if I want to play it. It looks hella
Mm,
cool.
mm-hmm.
But as we were saying off camera, it looks like it has a, I hate to call it a soul style, but I don't feel like parrying and blocking a whole lot of shit. I just want to Hulk my way through games at this point. I just want to
Yeah.
force, like, just brute force my way through stuff, and maybe you can't do that. I don't know. I'll wait for the reviews, but that's a lot of heat coming out this year, so it's like on the second shelf of things that I would like to get. So
Yeah.
I got Infinite Wealth. Who knows how long I'll be playing that? Final
That's
Fantasy
true.
Rebirth is
End of
open
February.
world at this point too. Who knows how long that's gonna be? Foam Stars is coming out, so I don't know. Um, eh, I'll wait for the reviews for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm with you on that. Like, for me, for those, yeah, this is a reach back into the past, but this game to me feels like a combination of Assassin's Creed meets Way of the Samurai.
Ah,
And it's like that's sort of my dream game. It's just it hurts that this is coming out the same day as like my other dream game. So it's just like I don't know. And it's one of those things where like, I'm always like, oh no, this might, because it's competing against Dragon's Dogma 2, the sales for this might get hurt by Dragon's Dogma 2. But I think
yeah.
like this is this is very, very possible that because they're not the same game, but like you might look at this like a real quick glimpse of this, and then you look at Dragon's Dogma 2, and you're like, oh, they're kind of similar in terms of the character being kind of small, and you're like hacking and slashing kind of thing. And I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm worried about this because I want this game to do well.
Mm.
Next game, Judas. So this is the Ken Levine game. Ken Levine made BioShock. If you don't know what BioShock is, go look it up. It's a good horror first person story driven game.
Survival.
Survival. Yeah. Well, not survival in the sense of like a Rust or that kind of thing, but survival in terms of you like a Resident Evil survival. Think of like that. Yeah, this trailer looks cool. It's a weird thing that like okay, Ken Levine left BioShock. He said, I want to make smaller games. He started a studio up and started working on whatever. That was like 9 years ago. He didn't put out anything. And the next thing he puts out is Judas, which is like a BioShock game. And, you know, the market's hard, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not much of a BioShock person. I can understand the hype around this game because a lot of people love BioShock. And I think this is looking very much so like BioShock. So that's getting a lot of people jazzed. I'm just like, all right, man, I guess. How was the combat? Like, and I don't necessarily like playing horror games. So it's just like how horror inspired is. Like, I have a lot of questions, but that's just me personally. I understand that. You got any impressions on this, Sean?
I did not play. I did play the demo because I'm a demo
Mm-hmm.
guy. I did play the
Mm-hmm.
demo of the original BioShock. Never bought the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
Never played 2. I played Infinite because it
Me
was
too.
free
Me too.
on PS Plus at some point, I think,
Yeah.
and it doesn't excite me.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I never went back and played, even though they released it for free or it's on PlayStation Plus or whatever. I never went back and actually played BioShock 1 and 2. I know they're
Okay.
great games, but I have no interest in them.
Yeah, I get that. I
And
get that.
this looks okay, but it doesn't excite me either. So it is what it is.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So that was for us. So I'll say that were the main highlights. They also showed, you know, a bunch of other games. Um, they showed there's going to be an Until Dawn remastered that's going to come to the PS5 and PC this year. That's cool. Again, horror. I don't do horror, but Until Dawn was a really cool approach to the horror genre. Um, they showed another trailer for Dragon's Dogma 2. Like I said, it's March 22nd, same day as Rise of Ronin. Interesting. Well, I mean, their date was already established, so it's Rise of Ronin needs to move, not Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm just gonna say that.
Mm.
They showed a Sonic X Shadow Generations announcement, which looks cool. Shadow's really, really cool. I didn't play Sonic Generations. I don't think I'm gonna play this either.
It was a pretty good game though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you interested in this? Or
I
no?
had the original on 360, so I don't know. I don't think so, but it was a pretty good game, I will say. You flip
Okay.
back and forth between the 2D stages of the classic Sonic and 3D inspired stages of the newer 3D Sonic, the taller, less
Yeah.
chubby one. I'm not sure what they're doing with Shadow, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
doubt that I would get this, but it is
Yeah.
a good game for those wondering.
Okay. So about Shadow, he's gonna have his own levels and I guess his own like campaign mode or something to go along with the other or I guess the remastered game. So that's cool. They're giving you more content if you like that.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2, we got a trailer for that, and then they also released a sort of like a PT kind of playable demo thing called the short message. Silent Hill apparently is in a really weird place because Konami is trying to jump back into the gaming market after being gone for such a long time, and they've been doing that with Silent Hill. And unfortunately, a lot of the Silent Hill stuff has not been living up to, um, the fans' expectation. Uh, they had Silent Hill Ascension. Our boy Marcus was a voice character in that game, but apparently it's not doing so well in terms of what people thought it was going to be versus what it is, or something of the sort. Again, it's horror. I don't really follow it, so I don't know.
Because
But
you's a sucker.
I mean, hey man, if the candy is shaped like a black man in 2024, really? Wow.
Where are you going with this?
I have no idea where I'm going with this. All right. There was V Rising, which when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is interesting. It's like a isometric view. I don't know exactly what this is about, but it has like Diablo vibes.
Yeah.
Sure. They had Dave the Diver is coming to PlayStation, and they're also doing a Godzilla thing. Um, V Rising is it's coming in 2024. There's no actual month attached to it. Dave the Diver is coming in May of 2024, and then this no, Dave the Diver coming in April. This
It don't matter.
Godzilla thing that's happening, yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
coming in May. Xenoblade Zone Zero is never coming out. We have Metro Awakening, which is a VR game for Metro lovers. Sure. That's coming later this year at some point. There's another VR game called Legendary Tales.
That looks cool.
Yeah, that one looks cool. Like that one, it's like looks like a medieval dark fantasy kind of combat stuff that you're doing. There is no release date for that. Hopefully it's this year. I don't know. And then, oh, okay, we have Foam Stars, which is going to be next week because it's coming to PlayStation Plus for free, which is the best way this game can come out to have people play this. Hopefully, we'll see. Sean and myself, we're gonna be playing this, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get a move on.
We're gonna get all clean. Side note: did you ever see that Chinese commercial about the black man?
Yes.
It
Where they washed him and he came out white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
God
yeah, that was a
intended, right?
thing. Yeah,
Cool.
yep. Yeah, happy Black History Month, everybody. All right, and then we have Helldivers 2, which up until this point I thought was also going to be a free PlayStation Plus thing, but then oh no, Helldivers 2 comes out February 8th.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
gonna
wait.
be $40. It's not a full price release. I would love to play this with friends, but I feel like this would benefit more from a free to play release. I'm get like I'm gonna
Wait,
hazard
wait,
a guess
wait.
and say it has a battle pass. What?
The Foam Stars and Helldivers come out next week. They
Yeah,
both come out next week.
yeah.
I did not realize that. What
People
the
are gonna have a
hell?
hard time choosing between those two to play.
The- if they're if they're undecided, they're going to play the free one. So that's going to hurt Helldivers.
Hey,
Well, I guess it depends on how good Foam Stars, because Foam Stars is just like all-star battle cars or whatever that game was.
Destruction All
Then
Stars.
yeah, Destruction All-Stars, and it's like, all right, well, people just gonna move on real quick, but we'll see.
But then
We'll
you
see.
also had Knockout. The fuck was it called? Knockout something. Knockout
The
City.
dodgeball game.
Knockout City. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a pretty
true.
good game that people liked, but it
Mhm.
was not free to play until after the fact, and by then it was already too late. Like, I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
Helldivers 2 have a battle pass.
Yeah. Why you look that up? So that was pretty much it for the PlayStation state of play. Overall, they showed a solid amount of games. I like to think if there was at least 3 games in there for you, that was a solid showcase. And I think there was definitely, at least for me and Sean as well, there was at least 3 games that like caught our attention. So definitely a solid showcase. I would give it, I think when I first finished watching it, I was really high on it. So I was about like 4 out of 5 to maybe a 5 out of 5. but I'm
Mhm.
definitely at like a 4 out of 5 now. I think this was a really good state of play to really start the year, to give us an idea of what's happening for PlayStation, especially since they have been kind of silent in terms of what 2024 is going to look like up until now. I mean, they did that YouTube video at the start of the year, but even that was like, okay, well, what else? So yeah, this was good. What was your? Did you find out about the battle pass?
So they have something called war bonds, and it's kind of like mini battle passes that don't
No, okay.
expire. I don't know,
Oh,
but so it sounds like you can unlock things by just doing, playing the game. They have
okay,
super
okay,
credits, but it's not 100% clear. Somebody
right,
said it's basically a battle pass with no time constraint. Well,
okay,
mm,
okay. So yeah, so what was your overall feelings on the state of play?
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah,
I guess they don't want to tip their hand too early for other upcoming things. I'm guessing they would have liked to have had more to show us back when they said they were going to invest in. I don't even remember how many live service games they said it was, 19 or something like that, something crazy, 12. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Um, so they've had to reconfigure, and unfortunately, they don't have a lot to show us as yet.
yeah. So um at the end of the showcase, after they showed us the Kojima movie game espionage thing,
Yeah.
uh, they also mentioned that they were going to do a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth state of play. I believe that is supposed to be this week as well. A lot of stuff is happening this week. Um, yeah, so is it? Yeah, so it'll be February 6th. So it's this Tuesday. Um, So yeah, so like I love the fact that at the end of the state of play, they're already telling us when the next state of play is going to be. Like that seems like they have everything figured out and they know
Yeah.
exactly like what their plans are. Um, I also love the fact that I actually didn't mention this at the start. This state of play was aligned with the last state of play, which was a different type of state of play in terms of it was black background. There was a person on screen talking to you,
Yeah.
kind of directing what the actual, showing of games was going to be like. And I love the fact that they did that again. That was one of the biggest critiques on state of play in general. Like the whole uh, bodiless voice that was talking to us. It's kind of weird. It didn't. I mean, they was trying to do something different from the Nintendo Directs at the time, but I think
I don't
it's
think it's
just
weird. It's just goddamn narration. Narration. It's not like we don't watch
yeah,
movies to people narrating stuff. It's not weird.
yeah. But
Who made it weird?
I guess me personally, I made it weird. Me personally, I like the person being on camera and like kind of talking to us and just having that kind of face that you recognize as like, oh, it's this person. Like
Are you
they
four,
had
nigga? Do you need a fucking you need your goddamn
yes.
daycare provider looking at you while it's showing you shit?
I want to know who I'm giving my money to, Sean.
All right.
So they had ooh, I forget his name. They had two people up. The lady that was up was on from before. I think her name is Sean.
A
Um
lot of good that helped. The person being on the screen, you don't even remember their name, DJ.
hey, but if I see her walking down the street as I'm going into Costco or something, I'll shake her hand and say, "Hey, you did a great job." Yes, because she might live in Maryland. We don't know. Don't know. It's
You're
a
just gonna be
globalized
a
market.
just gonna be a creepy stalker. All right, go ahead.
Right? Sir, get away from me. It's Happy Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Anyway,
um, so yeah, that's that. Yeah, there was. I was gonna bring in another thing, but I'm not gonna do all that. So yeah, number two. As I said again at the start of this thing, I was wrong about the PlayStation Portal. It seems that PlayStation maybe it seems like they're doubling down on this whole handheld thing. Because this comes from WCCF Tech. A new PlayStation handheld powered by AMD is in early development. 18 CUs, 1.8 gigahertz or slower GPU to maintain compatibility with PS4/PS5 titles. This comes to us by Francisco de Mio. I think I nailed that. So this is a rumor that PlayStation is developing another handheld. Now, will this be the PlayStation Portal 2, or is this going to be something of a PlayStation Vita 2? We don't know yet because this is just an announcement. Um, so, as reported by Moore's Law is Dead in a new YouTube video, the Japanese company is apparently planning to re enter the handheld market with new hardware. The console will be powered by a custom AMD APU and is currently in the high level design phase, meaning that it has at least 2 years away. Uh, mm, it is at least 2 years away and hasn't been greenlit for release yet. So, this is a thing where it could happen, might not happen. We don't even know. They're obviously in the like research and development phase. I think this makes sense with where the current handheld market is right
Mm-hmm.
now, where it's not just Switch. You have the Steam Deck, you have the ROG Ally, you have the little Novo thing, you have a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of handheld
And
computers.
they all can run computer games, full on computer games, and they're all about $500 to $600 depending on the specs you get. So
Yeah,
I would expect if PlayStation was to do this to release something that costs about $400 to $500 because they still want you to either get this or a PlayStation, and I still expect people to bitch about the price when it comes out. Mark my words.
absolutely.
Stamp it.
Absolutely. And it's definitely a thing of like, I think this I think the PlayStation Portal was a testing ground to see if the consumer was okay with spending money on this device that just does remote play.
Yeah.
And the consumers loved it, apparently, because I can't find one. Damn it.
Hey, hey, just listen to me next time, man. Y'all just
Yeah, Shad, you were right. You're right. I should have listened to you. I should have got it when it was obviously going to be a thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is stupid." I should have just got it. Yes, I was wrong.
so
Okay,
if
I
they
was
do
wrong.
this, then I foresee the portal being what they really intended it to be was another room device for your house away from the PS5, and then this actual PS portal, just to be out and about.
Yeah,
Unless you just
yeah,
don't have the money, whatever.
right. Like someone compared to saying like if you think of the PS Portal like another controller, that kind of changes your perspective on like what it is. Like, don't look at it like as a Switch. Look at it as a controller with a screen in it. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get that. I get that. But yeah, the other little I guess wrinkle in this story is that apparently Xbox is also looking into a portable device, and it's like that makes sense. Like,
I highly doubt that.
you don't think that?
Mm-mm. If they didn't want to release their dongle for the TV and they're full on with you know, what the hell, XCloud on any phone,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't care if people are buying Xboxes, which is leading into another story that we'll get into later. I don't see them spending the R&D to make a portable Xbox if they've already basically said they don't want to do the dongle.
Yeah. I mean,
And I don't know.
yeah, I think that's a good point. I think it's weird for them to want to make a dedicated handheld when their main thing is going to be Game Pass and the fact that you can get Game Pass everywhere. It feels like they would want to just put I think you can. I'm not even sure, but they want to put Game Pass on like the Steam Deck and just say like, "Hey, you just
I think people
do
can
that."
already access it if they dual boot Windows or some shit on the Steam Deck or something. I don't know. But
Oh, right. Because Steam Deck is using Linux, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I think money would be better spent on
Making
servers
games.
and latency tech for
Yeah,
Game
for sure.
Pass
Yeah,
anywhere. More
that's a
so
good point.
than spending money on, a portable.
Right, right. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. And so the other thing is that this rumor is that it's supposed to come out in 2 years, which would
Mhm.
make it 2026. Um,
Yeah.
some people are speculating that it might actually come out for the PS6, and it's just like if the rumor says that this is supposed to work for PS4 and PS5 games, it seems strange that this would come out for the PS6 and then not work for PS6 games. So I am of the side of like this is probably like a PS5 thing if it happens. Again,
Yeah.
it hasn't been greenlit, so we don't know if this will actually happen. So we're just kind of talking this thing into existence. We'll see. All right.
Mhm.
Um, before we get into number three, hey, listener, viewer, do us a favor. Hit the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to us already. We'd appreciate that. And then hit the notification bell. That way you'd be caught up with all the stuff we release in YouTube's. Yeah, which is the video every week. Every week. Thank you. Oh, wait. I said thank you too fast. If you are listening, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or other podcast servers you're currently tuning in on. Any of them. Just go ahead and leave us a review. Thank you. All right. Now let's jump back into this. Number three. Sony is making a bold bet on African gaming startup to boost PlayStation's reach in the continent. This comes to us.
Marcus, play Toto by Africa. Or play Africa by Toto. Yeah, yeah. Go.
This comes to us by CNBC. By way of Ryan Brownie.
Sure, it's not a BBC with David Attenborough.
Oh, you're right.
Nah, go ahead. I'm joking.
Okay, so essentially, Sony has made a strategic investment in African gaming startup Carry1st and is exploring partnerships on new commercial opportunities with the PlayStation maker. Carry1st told CNBC exclusively. The investment marks a big bet for Sony on growth in Africa's video game industry, which has grown rapidly in recent years despite a broad global post pandemic slowdown in sales. While details of Sony and Carry1st tie ups are thin for now, it will likely include collaboration on certain games and growing the PlayStation brand in Africa. Um, this is all great. I I looked up Carry1st to see what they were doing, and they're a mobiles game publisher. Um,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, everybody trying to break into mobile.
yes, I think it was a very smart word choice for the title to not include mobile anywhere at all to make it thing like, oh wait, are they bringing like African like what's happening here? But like it seems that like this what's happening? But yeah, it seems like PlayStation is doing these sort of not roundabout deals, but like interesting deals to get into mobile markets around the world, which is a good idea. They really haven't been working the mobile route for a long time because they've been very steadfast in the single player story driven games and that being the moneymaker. But as we all know, like those games cost a lot of money to build up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're betting the market, you're betting the farm every time you release them because if it doesn't release, doesn't go well, like there's no money, there's no makeup for the money that was spent on it. So a mobile gaming route is a strong, you know,
Hmm.
a strong middle ground essentially.
So
Um,
that's funny. So apparently they only make and scale games for other clients like Activision, but they're planning to develop their own original titles. They got 3 games underway.
Interesting.
So let me see. It says they're on track to launch their first party debut game sometime in 2024. Their revenue climbed ninefold between 2021 and 2023.
Hmm.
But they've worked with Activision, Supercell, and Riot Games to bring Western game franchises like Call of Duty Mobile and Valorant to Africa. And
Interesting.
it says it's behind the mobile games Mancala Adventures, SpongeBob's Krusty Cook-Off, made with Nickelodeon, and then Ludo Blitz and Mine Rescue, which is funny because I think I've played Ludo Blitz, and I also have recently downloaded Mancala Adventures. So this is Very,
Really?
very funny that we're reporting on this
They're targeting you. Um.
as I'm
So yeah,
qualifying.
like, right? Did you download these games in February?
No.
um. So yeah, like, I think this is really cool to see. I love the fact that PlayStation is extending their hand into Africa, because I think, Africa is pretty much a huge potential market for video games. And because I follow a couple of African content creators, and they're doing some really cool stuff. They just don't have any funding because no one's looking at them to
Yeah.
give them money, and it's just like, man, that sucks. um so yeah, so this is cool. I can't wait to see what comes from this. I mean, it's possible that PlayStation would be looking to, I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they would develop new IP with Carry First, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Number 4. Microsoft says you don't need to buy an Xbox, so people aren't. This comes to us from Forbes by way of Paul Tassi. So this is something of an. Is it an opinion piece? No, it's not an opinion piece. All right. So essentially, excuse me. Essentially, Paul Tassi is kind of responding to some of the stuff that was put online from the Microsoft's earning call. Uh, so during that earning call, actually, no, let me just read before. Microsoft showed a big boost in gaming revenue in its recent earning call, elevated, of course, by the newfound acquisition of Activision Blizzard. However, the Xbox and Xbox gaming division seems to be getting less and less relevant as time goes on. Microsoft CFO Amy Hood said there was weaker than expected performance in terms of console sales, and the next quarter's forecast would be a year-over-year decline, even as gaming revenue as a whole is still ticking up. Um, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. They posted a tweet from Benji Sales. Um, Big overall revenues for Microsoft Gaming, but on flip side, hardware continues to be a struggle for Xbox Series. Hardware forecast next quarter is declining year over year, and revenue forecast points to low units. Microsoft Gaming growth in other areas, but hardware performance is contracting. So Microsoft Gaming is growing in other areas, but hardware performance is contracting. What's
It would
your
be
what's your
it would be interesting if they went like the Sega route and just stopped making consoles. Maybe they made just controllers,
Yeah,
or something to connect to your phone, tablet, computer, whatever. But Sega got out of the hardware market and they are healthier for it. And Microsoft is thinking about, getting Game Pass everywhere possible. I'm wondering if this would be better for them. Maybe this is why they didn't care about Call of Duty being on,
PlayStation and stuff.
the PlayStation for 10 years. It's interesting. We'll
Yeah,
see where they go in the coming years, but hmm, I wonder. I
yeah.
doubt. I
I
doubt they'll exit the market. Yeah.
yeah. I'm there. Like, I look at this and I think PlayStation, or not PlayStation, Xbox. You can't have both sides. You can't be on both sides of the fence. Like, Game Pass, for Game Pass to work, it has to be essentially everywhere, because it's staying exclusively on Xbox is
Yeah.
not going to bring in enough money to keep Xbox afloat. But you can't necessarily go along the same path of, we are Xbox, we make this Xbox console, we have exclusive games, because that will hurt Game Pass in the long run. So
As
you
Phil Spencer said, Starfield could be a 10 out of 10. It could be a
mhm.
15 out of 10 or whatever he said specifically. It's not going to cause people to buy an Xbox. So
Exactly.
maybe they're looking to spread their wings everywhere possible and ditch the actual hardware.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and there is the ultimate, like, it's one of those things where it's just like this this sort of feels like a very slow wind down to the Xbox versus PlayStation conversation. This definitely feels like Xbox, like, all right, we tried the whole console thing. It had varying success.
Hmm.
And now we have this Game Pass thing, and the Game Pass thing works, but we can't do we can't participate in the console wars and then also have Game Pass because they're it's like a snake eating its own tail in a way. So it's like, all right, well, we got to do something. So it seems like they're just moving in the Game Pass direction and just kind of pulling back on the console direction, which,
I'd say they forced themselves into this corner with the disastrous reveal of the Xbox One.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Like this has been Xbox sort of figuring out what to do for a
Mm,
long time now. Like PlayStation has always stuck to its guns of we make games, we're gonna make games. They're gonna be single player games because we know our community loves single player games, and that has also had varying success. Like they're not
yeah.
completely squeaky clean right now. They're having their own issues, but we know what the future of PlayStation is going to be. As much as people want to say, like, oh, this might be the last generation of consoles, it's not going to be the last generation of consoles. Like, we're going to keep having consoles for a very long time because consoles is a better way of playing games than playing it on computers. Like, that's just what it is because a console is
It's
a
just more accessible
simpler.
to the casual market.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
as you and I want to say it was you and Jordan used to argue years ago, the network infrastructure isn't there for the mass majority. Everybody doesn't have gig internet. People have network, bandwidth caps and all that stuff. I've been saying that for years. So
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like, that's what it is. Like that's where we're at right now. So there will always be consoles in the market. It's in some way, especially now that we have like the handheld versions of the handhelds that are as almost as powerful as consoles. Just like, yeah, it's definitely a move that can happen.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, we'll see. And then the last little bit of news, and we can just quickly talk about what we've been playing. The
everybody
last little
got
bit of
fired.
news.
I understood.
Essentially, like, it sucks to say, but like it's the games industry is contracting
Hmm.
from the giant expansion it had during COVID. Like that's where we are right now. So like we're gonna keep seeing this. I think last week or the week before we talked about how the industry, the amount of people that got laid off now is like half of what all the people that were laid off last year or something like that.
I feel like we've done this X people got laid off at X company every week now
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough, but like this is just kind of what's happening in the industry right now. So I'm just gonna read this off. We're not gonna really have to we don't get into it too much, but the developers of the TMT and the TMNT game Last Ronin, they laid off about half of their studio. This comes to us by way of Softonic. Um, Embracer lays off 97 Eidos employees and cancels their new Deus Ex game. This comes to us by way of The Verge.
We already knew that
Uh,
was coming when Embracer bought big companies like Embracer buying up stuff. They need return
yeah,
on investments immediately.
yeah, yeah. Like Embracer is just a little trash. Sega of America is reportedly laying off more than 10% of staff. This comes to us by way of VGC. So that 10% is about 61 employees, and this is supposed to happen by March 8th. I just quickly want to stop on this one because this one was an interesting story in that news broke because of a uh, a union thing where
Hmm.
Sega has to announce when they're going to lay off people.
Oh,
So it was like a Twitter alarm or something like that. So like that popped and people were just like, "Wait, what?" So that became the news of like when it's going to happen. And the fact that this is March 8th kind of feels like that's at the end of the fiscal year or whatever. So that might be like other like
or
financial
fiscal
reasons.
quarter, whatever.
Fiscal quarter. That's what it is. Yeah, fiscal quarter. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, GameStop is laying off a portion of staff. It hasn't been it's unclear how many it's gonna be let go. And then to end this, inside Ubisoft, from low morale to internal tensions, we don't really need to get into it because we already know. Essentially, Ubisoft doesn't know what it's doing. I called this out a while ago in terms of like what Ubisoft, what happened to get Ubisoft. So it sucks. Yeah, it's on Insider Gaming. Go check it out. It's by Tom Henderson if you want to read more about it. But essentially, people at Ubisoft they just don't, they're not happy with their work. I mean, it's just and stuff and not working. Um, it's been an Assassin's Creed farm for the longest time at this point now. They have Skull and Bones that is going to drop. Everyone knows that's it's going to be just a trash fire of a game. We have another article attached to that. Skull and Bones reportedly cost $200 million to develop, and they're not going to make any of that
Mhm.
back. And we all know they're not going to make any of that back.
So
And it's just,
I had to put this into perspective. Like, is that a lot? Is that like so? When I played it, the amount of studios that flashed across the screen that helped work on this game was
mhm,
mind-boggling. But here it is for perspective. Star Citizen.
mhm.
I don't know if we should really count this, but they're about 501 million
Okay.
to develop. Whatever. Cyberpunk
Yeah.
was about 441
Okay.
million. Oh wow, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 back in '09 cost 200 million to develop.
Okay. Okay.
Marvel Spider-Man, the one that just came out too, cost about 315. Uh Last of Us 220 million. That's bonkers. Horizon Forbidden
Last
West
of Us
220 million.
1?
Part 2.
Oh, part 2 was how
Yeah,
much?
220 million.
Wow. Wow.
Horizon Forbidden West 212. Miles Morales 156. Destiny, let me see. Yeah, it's not
I'm
gonna be anywhere near those caliber of games.
not even close. Not even remotely close. The fact that Horizon, is it Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West,
Forbidden West Part 2.
was 212?
Hmm.
That is like that game, the graphics in that game is still
Amazing.
amazing. And like comparing that to freaking Skull and Bones is just like PS5 versus PS3. That is crazy.
Now, Skull and Bones does look very good in some portions, so let me stop
Oh,
you there.
okay.
The
Okay.
thing is,
All right.
you're not seeing, as you and Avery had this argument many times, you're not
Mhm.
seeing your character as much as you're seeing
Yeah.
them in Horizon. You're the boat. You're Lil Yachty.
You're the boat.
You're in the boat majority of the time, unless you hop off and then do your little trading or whatever. But
Yeah. I guess if the sails are really nice and pretty, then
nope,
that could
nope,
that could
nope, nope,
work.
nope. Sales for who?
Right?
I ain't buying it.
No. No, no. I meant the actual sails in the boat. If
Oh,
those
okay.
are nice and pretty, that's like, all right, I can see where the visual fidelity is going in. But yeah, that's rough. All right, that's it. That's it. Let's jump into the games we've been playing real quick, and then we'll end this thing. So, Sean,
Hmm.
you still playing Like a Dragon 8? How's that going?
So, as we got on to record today, I was delivering lemonade for this young lad who was trying to earn money to help his family and, whatever in the game. This game is amazing. I'm not even very far in the game, but it's just like this game has everything that you could want in it.
That's crazy.
My only gripe, and this isn't a like a dragon gripe, this is more so any RPG turn-based game. I hate how long it takes to get in and out of battles.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I wish it could go to like back to Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2, where like it was on site. If they were aggroed, you could start swinging. But
Yeah.
it's
You
funny.
have that like start cutscene where everything like changes like a fantasy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I wandered into a high level. It wasn't even high level. I'm just level 10, and the dude who was about to wash me before I ran away was like level 17. Literally slapped off a chunk of my health. I'm like, oh, threw down a smoke bomb and ran away. Um,
Not today.
I will be focusing more on the game in the coming days, just because one, I caught up to the English dub of One Piece. I'm on like episode 1049, 1049.
This man did it.
I've watched
Crazy.
1049 episodes in the English. I don't want to switch to the Japanese at this point, so I'll wait.
Crazy. And you know what?
Huh?
I'm tired of people saying black man can't commit. Sean over here to watch 1,000 episodes of One Piece in one go. He did it. And he played a Yakuza franchise. Come on now.
Yeah.
Shining example right here.
So I'm waiting for that to come out. So I'll be playing more like a dragon. I started Mashal Muscles and Might the other day. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
funny. I'll start a couple of the anime that I just been on the back burner. You know, Jujutsu Kaisen, Solo Leveling, Finland Saga, all them good things. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but past that, it's gonna be like a dragon, Foam Stars. I need to get back into Apex.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
I can see why Like a Dragon has been getting the nines and tens all over the place. It touches on. Huh. I saw a recap the other day where it said the Yakuza series backstory, accidental backstory, touches on gentrification, and I can see kind of where it goes. I'm not gonna say similar,
Yeah.
but they shine a light on societal woes in each game, kind of by accident. This one is about America dumping all its problems on Hawaii and the homeless problem in Hawaii and things like that,
Okay. That's interesting.
amongst whatever else. I'd say I'm like 3 or 4 hours in the game, but realistically, I should be, further along. I
Yeah.
did the delivery bike mission, or that's a way to get money where you're like a courier, but you're doing
Yeah.
like extreme tricks on the bicycle, and this is kind of like a crazy taxi slash Dave Mira slash whatever, Uber Eats delivery mini game that they have in there. I haven't gotten to the Animal Crossing or Pokemon Sujimon portion yet,
Right. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay.
but there's a lot to love in this game.
Okay. That's good to hear though. Like I will be getting into that next week. Like I guess jumping to my thing. I
Yeah.
am pretty much, I think, near the end of Baldur's Gate 3.
Hmm.
So once I finish that, I will need another RPG, another story-based game thing to fill that little chunk that's gonna be left in my hole. Left in my heart. Jesus Christ. Oh my
Hmm.
goodness.
Hmm.
So yeah, like a dragon is gonna be the next game. I've been bouncing between a couple of games, but mainly Tekken 8. Tekken 8, I'm gonna go ahead and say is the best fighting game on the market. Um, this thing is amazing.
Better
The
than Street Fighter?
Better than Street Fighter. Better than Street
Wow.
Fighter. Yeah, like I think Street Fighter is cool. I think Street Fighter is a great game. It has better net code. It has better net code than Tekken. Like its uh rollback net code or whatever is works better than Tekken's rollback. But I think the features and stuff that you can do in the Tekken game offline is so great. Like they give you like it's a fighting game, but they give you so many things to do around the fighting game. Like the customization, I think, is really, really cool. I want more of it. Like I think I just have to play one of the modes that I haven't played yet to like just start unlocking stuff. Um there is a arcade quest that a lot of people are talking about in terms of you essentially you have this little avatar character and you play in different arcades and it teaches you how to play Tekken, which
Mhm.
is good at this point because there's a lot of new features for the people who are just coming back to the franchise, and for people who are completely new to the franchise, there's a lot of stuff to learn about Tekken, because Tekken's a deep fighting game.
Yeah, I was about
The
to say, you said they have customization. I think Chris in our Discord posted a Ray Charles in Tekken
yeah,
8.
yeah. Yeah, there's a like I just saw a thumbnail for like someone made Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, and I'm just like, I didn't even know you could do that. Like you can do like a Ryu, you can do Ken. I've seen a bunch of like different customization things happening with the characters. Um, but the
Mhm.
coolest thing of Tekken is their Ghost Battle mode. And the Ghost Battle mode is essentially you're fighting an actual AI, and as you're fighting the AI, like I did it with the same character. So as I was fighting the AI with my character, the AI was learning how to use the character,
Mhm.
or the AI was learning how I use the character and was copying that. So I played like maybe like 5 or 6 games with the AI. And the first game, I completely watched the AI. By the time I hit the fourth game, it was blocking my moves, doing my combos, and like starting to um essentially tweak itself to how I play. And then I responded by doing like more grabs to like kind of break its combos. And then by like the sixth game, it was doing combos, it was grabbing, it was breaking grabs. It was
Were
like
they consensual grabs?
no, there's no consensual grabbing in Tekken. It's all like
Wow.
yeah, it is what it is, you know what I mean? But like by the sixth game, I was just like, this is like, like we play games a lot, right? And I feel like there's very rare moments where we have like, this is mind blowing. And like I had a this is mind blowing moment with this, because it was so like it actually worked. Like the
Mhm.
thing that they said it was gonna do, it actually did it. And it was just like, oh, this is crazy. Because I used to spend tons and tons of hours just playing Tekken on ultra hard, and just playing the computer to like train up or whatever. And it was
I,
always a thing of like, good.
I wonder how long before they implement actual AI into fighting games and actual, games. 'Cause what you're saying sounds interesting.
Well, here's the thing though. Here's the thing with this. You can go online and download other people ghosts. So you can essentially play like Nee, who is a one of the like all-time best Tekken players. You can download his ghost and play against him. Like
Mm.
you could play like I need to check to see what's there, but like I'm imagining like Little Majin, like the Tekken greats, like you can download their ghosts and play that. It is such a cool feature that like I can't wait until I don't know some months in the future where it's like everything is kind of like integrated, and it's just like
Yeah.
okay, well you have these ghosts that you can play with. Like there's a bunch of stuff you can do in this game. And again, like I haven't jumped into the online mode yet, because it's just like there's just so much stuff for me to do offline. It's
Will
so
the
great.
Alabama Police Department be there to assist in this integration?
Hopefully not. Not in Black History Month. So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the we've nailed it. This is the end of the podcast, guys. We did it. It took us some time, but we got here at the end. Um so yeah, we hope you enjoyed this cast of us talking about the state of play, talking about the games we've been playing, talking about the potential future PlayStation Vita 2 or Portal 2. We don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
And all the other stuff we talked about.
we're at the end of this
Um,
podcast, but we hope you're listening at the front of the bus this month. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So do that. Do it. All right, guys. All right, y'all. So yeah, take care, be safe, do their thing, play some games, and just be good people. You know what I mean? Just be good
Play some
people.
games with your Black Power fist in the air.
There you go. Do it. Do it. Oh yeah, don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And then if you are watching or if you're listening leave us a review anywhere, just anywhere, really, just anywhere. All right, guys, take care.
Boop, boop, boop.